Anyway, let's talk a little bit about how gold's going as well, Dan. Is that something that's sort of starting to surge a bit?
Yeah, so I think this week, very similar to oil, I think what we're seeing with gold is very similar in the sense that we're starting to see some positive price action. It was slightly down for the week, about 1.5%. If you look back to the start of the week, the US dollar was surging. The momentum there has really started to slow. And towards the end of the week, gold started to consolidate. Now, what I mean by positive price action is when we think back to that chart of oil that Dennis showed, it's come up, although it's come back after making a new high, it's now retraced and it's made a higher low. Gold's doing something very similar. I'll pull up the chart here. It is still downward trending. You can see there, though, it's made a peak and now it's retraced and is just currently consolidating at the moment. So although it's down for the week, I think we're starting to get indications gold could potentially break its trend. It is still very, very low. We were talking about that 1,700 US dollar an ounce level. It's broken below that, but for the last month and a half, it's really been reluctant to fall below 1,600. There's a lot of support there from last year that we've seen. And I think at the moment we're getting the first indication that we could be breaking trend. So it's price action we haven't seen from gold for a while, although it is down for the week. I think we are starting to see some positivity, especially with the fact that the US dollar did cool in the last couple of days. Even with now markets pricing in higher rate hikes, you'd essentially think that would benefit the US dollar. But if we look to the US dollar chart, it gives an indication maybe we could start to be breaking the trend in a negative direction. It's come back from that high now. It's tried to take a new high and failed to do so. So it's always interesting to sort of have a look at that relationship.
Because the US dollar has just been on an absolute tear. Like
It's
it's been
ridiculous.
and I mean absolutely binoculars crazy.
Like Europe's just the euro and the pound are just, and the yen even are just like sliding off a cliff compared to the US dollar.
And so it's just been going on a beautiful trade. Like if you ever want to learn how to trade, if you're into technical traders out there, this is a perfect one. However, now it's starting to show the first signs that it might be for the first time sort of starting to break that a little bit, might be ready to go down. Now, no surprise, US dollar's going up, gold's going down. Are we going to see a flipping of that and a bit of a reverse?
I think we almost need to. I think I've been doing a fair bit of reading in the last sort of 3-4 weeks about the impact of the surging US dollar.